What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Beer Battered Sports, the podcast created by sports fans for sports fans. Because let's be honest, we personally believe that we are the most qualified people to talk about our favorite sports teams. I'm your co host, Isaac,
And I'm Kylie.
and unfortunately, we are without 40 today as he's currently on a plane. But don't worry, we are trying to get his game picks in for.
We got him.
We just sent him in.
He's just
Nice.
cinnamon.
Perfect. Perfect. Good man. All right. Well, welcome to episode number 34 of the Beer Batter Sports Podcast. Yeah, this is going to be an exciting episode. We're going to review week one of the NFL and, of course, talk about the other sports leagues. Actually, got a lot of news in all of them, which is pretty good after what was kind of a slow summer for some of the leagues that were off. Before we do, of course, we want to give a big shout out to our sponsors. If you guys head on over to www.norsebeards.com and use promo code OCS at checkout, you can get 25% off all of your Beardsman products. Look at this magnificent beard.
Look
Look at
at
how
it.
good it is. Before I started using Norse Beards, I was never able to grow out my beard to be this thick and this full. Kylie, you can attest to that, right?
No, seriously. I've worked with you. I've known you for years. Definitely see the improvement. Shout
Oh,
out
yeah.
New Spears, man. They do great stuff.
Now, if you're not in the mood for like beard products, but you want to have something different, if you go to www.righteousfelon.com, you use promo code OCSN at checkout, you can get 15% off of your order of some of the most delicious jerkies on this side of the East Coast. Kylie, what do you got today?
We got Habanero Escobar.
Habanero Escobar?
Mm-hmm.
And how is it?
Dude, it's so good.
It's. We're going to give Kylie a little alone time in a room with the jerky. All right.
Very
So
good.
So remember, promo codes
Ooh,
OCSN for Righteous Felon and OCS for Norse Beards.
and we are
Oh yeah,
partnered with Lone Oak Brewery,
oh yeah, new
Lone
sponsor.
Oak Farm Brewing Company. They are a local spot around where we're from, and they have been probably the most popular spot around since they've opened up. So this partnership is definitely one I'm in favor of. I go there a lot. They're they have a beautiful property. You can sit down outside, chill with your friends on a cold October night. Like it's a beautiful spot. They even have good food. Like incredible place. Oh, that is so good. Okay.
I can tell it's good.
Now that I'm stopped fangirling over all the good stuff we got because
Oh, you're gonna be fangirling a big, a lot for what we've got planned today because we got a lot to talk about. I'm currently just recording 40's picks for the NFL, and I'm gonna have a word with him about some of these. I'm sure you are too, Kylie. We'll get into the NFL eventually because first we're going to save that for last. We had a wild week one, but first we're going to talk about some stuff going on in the world of baseball. And since 40 isn't here, Kylie, the
I
Mets are
know
collapsing. The Mets. We can talk about the Mets.
we can talk about the Mets.
We can talk about the Mets collapsing.
Are they collapsing?
Are they? It's. I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
like I feel like looking at the Mets right now. It's like I feel like everyone is expecting them to collapse because
Yeah,
they always do this, but it just isn't happening the way we're used to. Where are they right now in the standings? Let me check. So
they're first in the standings, but it's very close.
right now, the Mets are up by only half a game over the Braves. Compare that to now. If you want, you could make the case that they have collapsed a bit. If you think about it, they did start the summer off on a hot streak. They looked like they were going to run away with the NL East, but it's hard to say. But they haven't really like fully collapsed like we're used to with the Mets.
No, they really haven't. They had they did lose their first place spot for what 6 hours, 12 hours.
I mean that
Um,
for Mets fans, I imagine that's got to be terrifying. But
yeah, but I mean they uh they won the next game, so
yeah,
and the Braves lost, so that automatically like made everything pointless. And
regardless of what ends up happening with this season, one has to say this entire season has been a I guess, a success for the Mets, in that they haven't completely fallen apart, that they've remained competitive.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could make the case.
Through all their injuries and all their crazy stuff happening, it's even as a Phillies fan, it's impressive to see the how much they've still um stuck together and have really stayed in the first seed for the entire season.
I still consider them a major threat. I think out of all the teams in
Absolutely.
the National League, because I don't trust the Dodgers. Speaking of the
Mhm.
Dodgers, by the way, they're the first team to officially clinch a playoff berth. I just noticed.
I think they
Grown.
officially won the division too, I believe.
Yeah, they clinched their division.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was easy. By the
Mhm.
way, now that we're getting to this point in the season, we're down the home stretch. We do have teams that have been eliminated. Guess who's getting their name written in the Death Note? Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Washington, Oakland, and Detroit. Y'all can go home.
Yeah, just near Uber's here, just go ahead.
Yep, just step into the Uber.
Yeah.
Man, out of all those teams, though, you got to feel bad for Washington.
No.
Just oh well, or forgot. You don't feel bad for Washington. I will feel bad for Washington on behalf of both of us. I just poor bastards, poor bastards. They did not deserve this.
Well, when you run in when you don't run your franchise properly, it's what happens.
Okay, okay, Kylie. Okay. So, speaking of New York teams, guess who's back on track and looking good after a summer from straight hell?
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, the Yankees. We just finished up. The Yankees had a couple of big series with some huge wins, and last night we pulled off a clutch victory over the Red Sox. And Aaron Judge got number 57
And 56.
and 56. Well, yeah, 56 and 57. He's going to break Roger Maris's record. There's still a full, like almost an entire month left of the season. It's gonna happen.
It's definitely going to happen.
Oh, if only it could happen against the Red Sox. He would need to go completely off in the next couple of games. But if he gets it against the Red Sox,
They would need to un DFA Jerry Familia for
mm.
that to happen.
So here's my question, Kylie, for something we could discuss. What is behind the Yankees' turnaround? We know they got off to that incredible start, but then they fell apart in the summer and they just couldn't get it together. But over the last couple of weeks, they have looked good again. They've looked great. And as a Yankees fan, I can't explain it because to me, the slump never stopped until I mean, finally.
Yeah.
Ever since September has hit, they finally they're 7-4 in September. After just that brutal skid of July and August where they were probably one of the worst teams in the league, they have pulled it together.
Well, I've always said that baseball is a game of streaks, and success is basically just getting the streak at the right time, and it's about streaks and slumps, and slumps are constant in every which way, and it's I mean the trade deadline kind of shake people up too. So once people kind of get back on track, focus back on everything, that could also be a part of it. But baseball is a game of streaks and slumps. So that's pretty much just what it is.
It's
They
it
were in a
it,
slump and now they're back to the Yankee way.
it just doesn't make sense, I guess.
It doesn't, but baseball is without question the weirdest sport.
I mean, it's so weird. This season has just been bizarre
It really has been.
in every aspect.
I mean, nobody thought Juan Soto was going to be traded. Nobody thought Joey Gallo was going to be as bad as he was. Nobody thought so many things that happened this year.
And
That
Joey Gallo shits the bed for half a season and now is going to win a World Series.
yes, Mike, that is a 100% fact.
Ooh, that is
Will
true.
he get to 700? He's got what, three left to do? Three left to hit?
It's gonna happen. I've seen this picture get what is it pictured? No. I've seen this theoretical get brought up. If you're the pitcher who has a chance to get Pujols his 700th home run, are you gonna do it? What
For
do you
me,
do you throw a meatball or do you just Do you just be petty about it?
So not only does it matter about the situation itself, like, are you, do you have somebody on, or do you have how many outs or stuff like that? That is a big part of it. But if you're in a situation where, like, the Red Sox were up 17-4 on the freaking O's this past week. So if you're in a situation like that, give him as many chances as you can. That dude needs to hit 700. We didn't think he could, but he
Right.
started going off after the All-Star break. Gotta happen at this point. We will all respect every pitcher that does it. I get it, you're a competitor, but if you do give him a chance to get to 700, nobody's gonna give you shit for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll be honest. Oh, hang on 1 second. We gotta. Sorry, I can be on the show today, guys. Bored and playing to come back up. It's okay, Calvin.
Sorry,
We're holding down
40.
the fort. We're holding down the fort.
Just glad you got your picks in, bud.
Yeah, get your game picks in. Yeah, it's the guy. It's the character of Albert Pujols. The fact that
Yeah.
he's such the upstanding guy, the veteran. I'm not gonna. I would have to agree. Like I'm serving up a meatball. He's getting that 700 home run if I'm the pitcher. I'm not gonna be that dude who just acts all petty about it. Now, if this were a character like Jose Altuve or anybody from the
Oh
Trastros,
yeah,
yeah, no, like not only are you not getting a meatball served up, and
you're getting served straight up curveballs in the dirt.
I'm looking at your knee and thinking, ooh, I wonder what happens if a baseball hits your knee.
Nah, we're not doing all that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Nah, because they're still good even after being under a microscope. So
Yeah, whatever. So some other happenings on in the world of baseball. Guardians and Angels had what's this little shindig they had here with both managers getting ejected?
hey, Mike, we will do all of the Jose Altuve slander.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
I don't care if he's awesome. I don't care if he's good. I don't care if he's on a good team. He plays for the Houston Astros, the Asterix, whatever you want to call him. All right, as he's a member of that, he was a member of the team that cheated. I will slander anybody from that team as much as I want. Do not test me, Mike. It is New Orleans Saints week. Every Bucks fan is currently it's that time of the year for us Bucks fans. We are going to get aggressive.
I just know Mike is laughing his ass off right now. All right, and
Doesn't
then
matter what
Calvin,
sport, it is Saints week. I will go off on anybody.
Calvin over here, not comfortable at all with the Mets.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's we'll see. I already already told you, don't worry just yet. You guys are in a good spot. No worries. As long as you get to the playoffs, who cares where you're at? Everybody's zeros and everybody's got zeros. So
Do not put that comp. Kylie, I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
dude, I love Mike. Oh my god.
Look at this jersey. Look at it. Look at it.
I was like, nobody cares about your quarterback. That is the only reason your franchise has success. He's gonna hate me for that one. Oh, thank God he didn't hear me.
Just trying to do my podcast here, and I'm getting agitated. My big old fat ass getting agitated.
Oh man. We
Whatever.
got 40 talking smack.
We're
We'll
not
get
even
to it. We'll get to it. Your team is causing him to get a divorce.
We will get to it when we get to it. Moving on.
Oh my God, I love my peoples. All right.
Moving on. What was this about the managers of the Guardians and the Angels getting ejected in the same fight?
So now I'm completely blanking on what the situation was, but
Come on, Kylie. I don't watch any teams outside of the Yankees. I don't know what this is about.
I'm completely blanking right now. But there was a call that the one manager didn't like, and so got pissed off, got ejected, and then before the next pitch, so this was within the same pitch.
Within the same
I,
pitch.
it's been a hectic morning. I'm blanking on everything,
It's all good, Kylie. You're good.
but the manager didn't like something else, and then he got kicked out. Before a pitch was even thrown, both of the managers got kicked out.
You know what we were
And
saying earlier? This is one of the weirdest seasons of baseball we've had in a while.
absolutely,
Yeah, there
this
you
is why I
go.
love baseball.
There you go. You know what I also love about baseball? When two
Yeah.
bad teams play each other.
Yes.
I was in the office. Okay, so I work at a community college where I do media for them. I was in the office over the summer. There's not much doing. I finished up work, so I turned on the Marlins and the Pirates. One of the strength and conditioning coaches comes into the office and he's like, "Ugh, Marlins and Pirates. Why would you watch that?" I turned to him. I'm like, "Hey, man, when bad teams play each other, magic happens. My evidence I will put on the table is the 13-10 final score between the Diamondbacks and the Rockies this past week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've
bad
been saying it all season. When two trash teams play against each other, crazy stuff happens.
Tank Bowls are some of the most exciting games to watch in the NFL. They're
Mhm.
fantastic in other sports too. When bad teams play each other, it's always fun because they have nothing to
Both
play
suck.
for. Yeah.
And they're both bad. And usually when they're both bad, it's the pitching that's bad. So when you get two bad pitchers going up against each other, you get homers. You get
Yeah.
apple tacos.
The
That's what happens.
Diamondbacks, by the way, put up way too many blowouts to be out of the playoffs. They won 12-6 later the week. They we haven't talked about the Diamondbacks a lot this season for a reason because it's the Diamondbacks. But have you noticed, Kylie, how many times they just score ridiculous amounts of runs?
Yes, I watched them obliterate the Phillies for 3 games.
Think about that series they had against the Phillies in particular, how they just smashed. Speaking of the Phillies, what's going on in Philadelphia land?
Everything fantastic, actually.
You can smell the playoffs, can't you?
I'm injecting red October into my veins.
All right. Well, we'll see you in November or October, I guess.
Hey, I hope so. That means we both made the World Series. Payback to
I hope so.
2009, bitch.
I hope so. I really hope we
That'd
do.
be cool. You know how toxic this live would be?
Oh my God, it would be beautiful. It would be beautiful. The amount of creative insults that a Philadelphian and a New Yorker can come up. Well, a pseudo New Yorker by birth, by blood, right? Sorry, New Yorker by blood, but the amount of toxic insults. Also, I count as a New Yorker. I'm from Florida. That's basically New York's retirement home.
That's America's retirement home, essentially.
But mostly New York. If you have grandparents are from New York, they're going to move to Florida when they get old because that condo
Most
in
likely
Boca.
Boca Raton, too.
Yeah, and guess where I was born?
Boca.
Boca Raton. I am one of the very few people born in Boca Raton who didn't die in Boca Raton. Ooh, that was bad.
Yet.
That was bad.
You
Oh, I'm
ready to go
100%
back to
retire. I'm
Buffalo
100% retiring to Boca Raton.
7,000?
Couple
Florida
more
man.
things from baseball. Mike Trout is just shy of tying consecutive game home run record. We got to
He
get
had
him out of there.
7 and didn't get the 8th.
We got to get him out of there. Any other team, he would have done it. Any other team.
Yeah.
By the way,
probably.
who has the current record for most consecutive home runs?
I don't.
The most beautiful swinger in all of baseball.
Bryce Harper?
Ken Griffey Jr.
I
Look,
actually didn't know that.
yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. back in the 90s is just he's beautiful. Let's see what else we got here. Did the Twins really lose that combined no hit?
Yes.
That was last night, right?
Yep, with 1 out left.
I saw that mentioned on Twitter, but because of my Yankee fan base, I thought, oh, our property seems to be doing well. Because the Twins are official property of the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that wow, that's unfortunate, Twins. Too bad.
1 out left, and the starting pitcher, again blanking on his name because I blank on everything right now. He had 106 pitches going into or getting out of the seventh, I believe. It was either sixth or seventh. It was really not very close. And his highest pitch count was 110 in his career. So he was getting there to his pitch count, and I understand taking him out, but it just sucks when you have a perfect game going and then it gets ruined with one out left in the entire game.
So it's part of this growing trend in baseball where everybody is so freaked out about load management analytics that they just won't let pitchers finish it off. If you're a pitcher and you're having a perfect game, I'm not pulling you. You're staying in
No.
there and you're
Yep.
finishing it. You're only getting pulled if you blow the perfect game or not.
Yeah, literally.
That's why I believe combined no hitters shouldn't count.
I
A
think they
no
should.
hitter is no, because a no hitter is like an individual. A no hitter is an incredible individual honor.
And that's why they call it a combined no hitter.
But the problem is, it shouldn't. It, it doesn't make sense because for most of history, no hitters are one pitcher pitching a near perfect game. It just doesn't. It frustrates me because it's like you see a lot more combined no hitters nowadays than you used to, and it's part of this growing trend of we don't trust our pitchers to do complete games anymore. And I understand that there are health risks involved with tossing that many pitches in one night. But at some point we gotta be like, hey, some of the old guys had ridiculously long careers and they were throwing complete games all the time. So what's stopping us from doing it nowadays?
If you look at some of
Analytics?
the if you look at some of the older players, though, their bodies are torn to shreds.
Fair enough, but that's going to be a risk of that's the risk that these players are willing to take playing at that position. Like, and I know it's probably a terrible take to have, and I'll 100% take some flack for it. But I just
I see what you're saying,
yeah,
but if it's complicated because you don't want a pitcher to tear his UCL with 130 friggin' pitches into the ninth inning. Like
right,
that would suck. And of course, especially with hindsight bias happening, the manager would get torn to shreds.
yeah,
So when you reach 100 pitches, that's when I'm paying attention to maybe like, do I get him out soon? Do I keep him? It all depends on the situation. And I can definitely see where you're coming from with that though, because combined no hitters are definitely a weird thing to happen. And they're definitely happening more. But I don't know. It's weird.
well, I'll say this. Hang on, I'm trying to find a stat. The in 1998, 212 complete games were thrown. That was setting a modern era record.
Right.
Ever since then, the number has gone down staggeringly to the point where at one point in 2007 there were only 14 complete games.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh so
This is so spicy. I love it.
I don't know. It's difficult for me. It's difficult for me to make a take here because you've got a good point when it comes to injury and
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
it like I said, it depends on the situation. I mean, if you're at 110 pitches and that's your career high, but you're in the ninth inning, yeah, I'm letting you go without
Right.
question. But if you're at 106 and your career high is 110 and you're in the sixth or seventh inning, I can see why you'd pull them. But
I get it. I get it.
maybe I'm also just saying this because he didn't immediately blow the lead, blow the perfect game. So that could be why I'm also saying this. But I remember last year I was at a Phillies Reds game. Shout out Amir Garrett for giving me a baseball, by the way. Great guy. Um, I was at the Phillies Reds game, obviously in Philadelphia, and um, Matt Moore was pitching a perfect game. It was into the sixth inning, I believe. Literally had a perfect game going. It was beautiful because the Phillies were hitting, and Matt Moore literally had a perfect game going. So the game was going by fast, and we were hitting. So that was great. But Joe Girardi, the fantabulous pitching manager that he is, pulled out Matt Moore. First of all, pulled out Matt Moore after he went to bat, but pulled Matt Moore, put in Archie Bradley, and Archie Bradley immediately gave up a home run.
You see my point.
So exactly, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the situation. A lot of it is situational. Like we've been saying, baseball is the weirdest friggin' sport.
Hang on one second. I'm currently taunting my opponent in fantasy football this week.
Oh,
I just realized every week I have to taunt my opponent in fantasy football by sending them random texts at any point in the day. This week it's bring it on, Alex. It's your turn to feel the pain.
why are you like this?
Why?
Yes.
Why? Why? Because the first time I did fantasy football, my roommate's girlfriend, who had never played fantasy football before in her life and didn't even watch football, beat me 3 times in a single season. Twice in the regular season, once in the playoffs. I vowed to never let my guard down in fantasy football again. It was the fact that she didn't even watch football and still beat me that I realized I'm going to take fantasy football seriously. I know it's a different sport, but
yeah, I can see that.
yeah. By the way, who'd you lose to in fantasy this week?
Who'd I lose to?
Yeah, what was the team's name again?
Kindly go screw yourself.
All right, that's the team that I auto drafted that I'm not controlling.
That was you?
That was me.
That was you?
I couldn't get into my account on Yahoo, so I just auto drafted and I completely forgot I had the team in the league.
Yeah, you kicked my butt, you.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun.
I hate you.
Whatever. All right.
But that OCSN fantasy thing's kind of funny though.
Nice. Let's finish up baseball with our standing updates and stat leaders so we can get over to basketball and hockey. We can get so.
All right. So we're gonna just do the wild card because that's really what matters right now. Every division leader except for the NL East and
AL Central.
The AL Central have been pretty much figured out by now.
Thank you for being a friend.
Essentially. I'm rooting for Cleveland because I do like Cleveland sports. All right. I don't like them. I just hope that, you know. So, American League, wild card. Blue Jays, Rays, Mariners all have a spot. Blue Jays are a half game up of everybody. Orioles are 5 games back. They are the closest, and Chicago is 6.5. So the Orioles, in my opinion, are the only team realistically with the shot still. I don't think the White Sox, unless they take Cleveland in the AL Central, I don't think they're gonna make it. So there's that. You know, Detroit, Oakland have already been eliminated. And then for the National League, you have the Atlanta Braves, the Phillies, and somehow the Padres. The Brewers are 2 games behind. The Braves are 10 games up. The Phillies are a game and a half, which is it's 4.5 games up on the Brewers with a tiebreaker because we beat them this season in the season series. The Giants are 10 games out. They have no shot. So it's really between the Braves, the Phillies, the Padres, and the Brewers. The Brewers and the Cardinals are still pretty much fighting it out for the division lead as well. So whoever wins that the other team goes to the playoffs, possibly. The Cardinals have a 7-game lead though, so I don't think that's gonna change. I'm not worried about them. So it's essentially just the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Padres fighting for those final 2 spots because the Braves locked it up essentially. And
Gotcha.
finally, huh?
Gotcha. Makes sense to me.
Does it? Because it's a lot.
I know. That was-
I'm telling you, just win your division, and you won't have to deal with all this hectic crap that we have to deal with.
oh, I know. I'm not worried about my division anymore.
Yeah, I know you're not. You 27 ring having butthead. Still hate you for 2009. All right. So the leaders for batting with batting average, Freddie Freeman with 329.
Who would have thought?
Dude, Freddie is very, very good, and it irritates me because he's been a Brave for what, 7 years? Or something like that. I don't remember, but he's been a pain in our butt for years, and now he's a Dodger, so that kind of makes it worse. And then Jeff McNeil is the only closest one with 323, and Goldschmidt with 322. So it doesn't look like Goldschmidt's going to get the Triple Crown. Fine by me.
All right.
For complete leaders in home runs, you got Judge with 50 freaking 7.
Yes.
Judge is an extremely close 37, though, so we'll see how that goes. Isaac, you're welcome. He's now officially going to get 60.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I really want to see it. So, RBI, of course, Aaron Judge with 123. Dude is going stupid. Pete Alonso is the closest with 110. Nobody close to Judge on anything batting wise. For hits, Freddie Freeman with 181. No surprise there with the highest batting average. Trey Turner is the closest with 175. His teammate and future Philly. Please. And for stolen bases, John Birdie still at 34. And then Cedric Mullins and Jorge Mateo have 31 and 30, respectively. And so does Randy Arozarena. So all of them are relatively close. We'll see how it pans out. I don't think John Birdie's going to lose it, but we'll see. For pitching with wins, you have Kyle Wright with 18. Julio Urias has 16, and so does Verlander and Gonsolin. It's a 3-way tie for second, all pretty close to each other. For ERA, Justin Verlander with a 1.84. I think he's doing pretty good after Tommy John. I don't think that I mean, Verlander is not only a generational talent, but to be doing what he's doing at his age after Tommy John surgery, I don't think it's getting talked about nearly enough. Like, people mention it and they just kind of breeze by it, but it needs to be talked about significantly more than it is. Because it's truly incredible, because Tommy John is usually a career ender.
Yeah.
Look at Strasburg. I mean, yeah, you can still play and you can still pitch, but you won't usually nearly be as dominant as you used to be, if you were even dominant. Verlander is completely the exception to that rule because he is going stupid.
Well, Justin Verlander isn't human.
Not at all. Not
And I'm
even-
also certain that the Astros have some secret illegal chemical formula they're pumping into his bloodstream because
right,
it's the Astros.
right. Wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah.
But please, Astros, I know you're listening to this. You listen to everything. Please don't start Verlander when you play the Phillies. We will still have something to play for. You most likely won't. So please just do us a solid. We need this. It's been 11 years. Please? I know I just made fun of you guys, but please for me. And then for saves, you have Emmanuel Clace with 35. Kenley Jansen has 33, and so does Liam Hendricks and Jordan Romano. Josh Hader is still in the top 5 with 32. He's had like 29 since before the trade deadline. if I remember correctly. So he hasn't been great, unfortunately, because he was very cool to watch before the trade. And then leading in strikeouts is Garrett Cole with 228, if I can say the words right. The only closest is Corbin Burns. Garrett Cole is just on another level. It's very weird. And then in quality starts, you got Framber Valdez with 25, Yu Darvish right behind him at 22, and Alec Manoah. And speaking of which, before we end baseball, that O's Blue Jays game I went to last week, Manoah was pitching. Dude is crazy.
Yeah, he is he has emerged as one of the big breakout stars this year, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I I'm scared of him now. The Blue Jays are now the ones chasing the Yankees, not the Rays, because we took
Yeah.
care of business.
My uncle is a huge Blue Jays fan, so
It still amazes me that the Blue Jays have fans outside of Canada.
well,
Yeah,
especially in Philly where their fans are so
yeah, Philly fan. You're not
yeah,
supposed to be fans of other franchises when you're in Philly. What
right?
is this?
Right?
What is this?
I know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, now let's move on to our next sport, basketball, where we did have something pretty crazy happen. Robert Sarver, owner of the Suns,
Yeah.
suspended 1 year for the Suns and the Mercury based on league investigation. Also been fined $10 million. Must complete a training program focused on respect and appropriate workplace conduct. Let me guess. Let me guess. He was getting handsy with his assistants, wasn't he?
I have no idea. Nothing was really released other than his misconduct. The fact that he did so.
I trust Adam Silver and the NBA to take care of this properly because they usually do.
Yeah.
All one has to look up as the Donald Sterling incident with the Clippers to know that the NBA takes this way more seriously than any other sports league.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the event of something like this happening, the NBA is going to jump all over it. Like Robert Sarver is lucky he only got a 1 year suspension. The NBA has shown in the past that they do not like they should. They do not tolerate behavior like that, and they will punish the owners.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
good on
crazy.
them for that. They are one.
They stomp it down for sure.
Yeah, compared to some of the other leagues that they're, I wouldn't say condoning, but what's the word I'm looking for? Tolerating of
Mm-hmm.
behavior of certain owners. um,
Yeah.
Man, weird. I felt like I had a ginger asshole in my throat. Looking at you, Goodell. Um,
Right.
yeah, the NBA is just on another level when it comes to professionalism in that category.
Yeah.
I mean, name me an NBA owner that is currently an owner who's done scumbaggy things and hasn't been punished for it.
None.
Yeah, you can't because the
That we
NBA is
know of.
all over that. They will do. The NBA does not stand for that.
No. Adam Silver is very. He doesn't even like when players openly request trades and stuff like that. He's he's very he's interesting.
That's a good word for it. He's I don't want to say controlling because is he controlling? Kind of, but in a good way. It's
Yeah.
not like overly controlling, like oh, everything has to go the way I want it to. It's controlling like the way like we're doing this to make sure that the league we're stepping in to make sure that the league prospers and this doesn't
Right.
damage the league. It's not like doesn't, but that's the key. That's the key. The wording there: damage the league, not damage the league's image. Damage the league. Like
Yeah.
Adam Silver takes action on things that could actually harm basketball and its place in American sports. There's
Mm-hmm.
other there's other commissioners who take action only when it could damage the reputation of the league. And
Yes.
that's the difference. Adam Silver understands that reputation and the actual standing of the league are different.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really do like Adam Silver as a commissioner.
I wish he could be commissioner of all sports. He's that good.
Right. It's certainly better than Goodell. Goodell is just
Oh, Goodell.
yeah. Goodell is Goodell. So
Goodell is just a different
I mean, the NBA season is around the corner, so it's very exciting to see all the stuff happening.
Yeah, got some rumors going around too.
Yeah, I mean, we don't speculate, but Russell Westbrook put his LA home up for sale.
I'm kind of glad Calvin's not here because I can say this now without getting into an argument about LeBron. It's clear that there's only one superstar in Los Angeles, and his name is LeBron James, and he's made that very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But we're not going to speculate. We do not speculate on this show. If a rumor happens, we'll acknowledge it's a rumor and move on. We're not going to sit here and go into a tirade about, a rumor. I'm kind of dreading turning on SportsCenter when I get to work today and seeing everybody go, "Oh, Russell Wilson is listed as LA home. Where is he going?" It's like, we don't know. He could just be moving to another part of LA. LA has multiple neighborhoods. Some are nicer than others.
Exactly. So
you don't know.
Another one is the Warriors. Steph Curry confirmed this, if I remember correctly. The Warriors discussed the KD trade in-house.
What does that mean?
They privately discussed the trade and didn't go much further about it. I don't know how in-depth they got or how close they got to pulling the trigger to try to do it, but it was definitely discussed. And, we'll see.
A cold shiver just runs down my back as I realize the implications of what that would have meant.
Yeah, don't go back to Golden State, please.
Yeah, please. Let's keep away from there.
Yeah.
Who's a player who I'd like to see on a different team in the future just to see what would happen? Giannis.
Dude, Giannis is him.
Well, no, Patrick Mahomes is him, but Giannis is also him.
From the Eurobasket and Greece got eliminated, but Giannis is just he's funny to watch. He's fun to watch. He's a great guy. He's stuck with the city that drafted him. And
here's how we care so much about Giannis. We can pronounce his full name correctly now.
Giannis. Let's get Tim Sinclair back on.
Giannis. He's number 34, right?
Yeah.
For the Milwaukee Bucks, number 34, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
There you go.
Man, I did PA for the soccer game I was calling yesterday. Woo! Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing that.
Dude, and Tim Sinclair gets to do it all the time. Speaking of all of that, let's get into the NFL.
Are we going to skip hockey? Wait, I want to do my hockey corner. We can do it quickly.
All right, let's go to your hockey corner.
Let me do my hockey corner quickly. Hockey season is quickly coming up, and once again, if you want more in-depth stuff on the NHL, because we do a good job, but we're not the best, we have a ton of other shows on Old City Sports Network that go into way more detail.
Yeah, they're hockey specific, and we have the American Beauties now.
American Beauties AHL podcast. Go check them out. AHL does not get the respect or the coverage it deserves. Minor league hockey is just as exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And you got Flyers Alley. There's so many
Ducks and Pucks.
Yeah, there's so many that we have that's just team specific. There's league wide. It's great. So we just cover the newsworthy things. They all go more in depth.
Yeah, we'll do a season preview show like we do for all of our sports. Well, we're gonna make predictions, but if you want more in-depth stuff, go to them. They are way better than we will ever be.
Yes,
we love baseball, basketball, football. We also love hockey, but they love hockey. So those are the shows you want to go to.
Hockey is like pretty much the only thing they watch almost.
Yeah.
Well, they watch more.
Hey, and we're not saying this. We're not trying to put anyone down. We're just hockey's awesome. It's just. Again, you want to get the best hockey coverage possible from Old City Sports Network. Check out those shows because they are going to do a better job than we ever will.
Yeah, Old City Sports does a great job of all the podcasts, and the hockey specific ones are definitely the way to go for in-depth. Names of players that not many people would know of because they know hockey. So.
The hockey, here's the hockey news we got from this week. So up first, the Montreal Canadiens, the Canadiens de Montreal, have named Nick Suzuki as their captain. Nick Suzuki doesn't know French.
Nope, he doesn't.
There was a time when the Canadiens would only sign French Canadian players.
Oh wow.
So how the mighty have fallen.
Maybe that's why they were so successful.
Oh yeah, now those French Canadians, there's something about it. The Blues have signed forward Jordan Cairo to an 8-year, $65 million contract extension. Good. That's how St.
It's
Louis will
funny.
continue to remain competitive.
It's really funny because as a podcast that covers all of them, it's we cover $100 million contracts, $500 million contract, Mahomes. We cover those gigantic contracts, and so sometimes when it's 8 years, 8 million a year for like one of the better players in the league, it's like you're not gonna give him like $500 million. No, is that not protocol here? Like,
Yeah, it's not. We don't. That's not how things get done around here.
no, I know, and it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. One last little thing about hockey. Marian Hossa, great player for so many years during the 2000s, is going to have his number retired by the Blackhawks. Honestly, his number is probably going to get retired by a ton of teams because he was so good for so many teams.
Yeah,
Especially the Ottawa Senators. That's where he was. That's where you want to go to get prime Marian Hossa, the Senators.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Um, that's really cool. I mean, I don't know enough about hockey, honestly. I'm not a hockey historian. I just
Marian Hossa on the Blackhawks basically was like to put it in terms so that we can understand. It's like the Phillies signing. It's like Albert Pujols jumping on the Phillies for Albert Pujols jumping on the Phillies for a couple of World Series. A veteran player who already had gotten past his peak, who came on board with the Blackhawks pretty much to ring chase, but did contribute enough that it was okay.
oh wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, his career did have to end early due to I think was it a genetic condition? I think it was. Yeah.
Damn.
So, but he did contribute to the Blackhawks dynasty of the early 2010s,
Well, there you go.
the
Good job,
Pekin
Albert Pujols.
dynasty.
Good job, hockey Pujols.
Pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Now let's get to the NFL, where we
Yes.
had the first real week of football for the first time since the Super Bowl.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, the team that won the Super Bowl looked like absolute shit on Thursday night.
Yeah, they did. The Bills are goddamn good.
I don't know. The Rams made a point. This is why I say you got to start your stars at least once in the preseason because the Rams looked they couldn't do anything against the Bills,
No. Von Miller was great.
even with the freaking Triforce on the back of his head with that
It was
haircut.
weird. Why?
Oh, look, I get it. You want to, and I get it. People are trying to, show off, and everyone has their own way to express themselves. But Vaughn, man, come on, why a triangle?
I know. I mean, I didn't watch this game too much.
I made the
But
mistake.
Stafford got sacked 7 times,
Yeah,
and they didn't blitz a single time.
it was bad. Jalen Ramsey got cooked,
He was burnt toast, dude. Like,
and my question is this: is it just because the Rams have a Super Bowl hangover, or are the Bills that good?
so week one is always the biggest faker.
True.
So that's why week one picks are always like, if you pick the non-favorite, you're most likely gonna win, because, and this is something I forget every year, because I'm like, there's no way the Titans lose to the Giants. They did.
Yeah.
There's no way. So there's just certain games where I'm just like, I don't. They're supposed to win and they don't, and they make me look like I know nothing. Where my parent, it's just,
Well, I knew something because I picked the Bills.
you did pick the Bills, and I was gonna pick the Bills, but freaking 40 was like, Sean McVay is undefeated in the first game of the season, and I was like, there's so much hype surrounding the Bills. There's no way I'm gonna pick them, because every time someone overhypes a team, everything goes south. So I'm like, the writing was on the wall for it to not go for the Bills, and it just went for the Bills. So
Ha,
whatever.
it happens. It happens.
Guess who won this week, though? We'll get into that later, though.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So, growing game by game, looking at some headlights. So
Headlights?
the headlines.
You a deer?
So the Falcons were up 26-10 on the Saints. And guess what they did again?
Blew it. I am so sick of them blowing it.
I know,
You
it's
need
getting
them to
so
win.
old.
Oh.
I work with one of the interns who works at my job is a Falcons fan, and so we had a game we had to call on Sunday. So I missed the early slate of games. It's okay. We had a tab open on my computer. I was checking, and he comes up to me afterwards as we're cleaning up. We're about to head home, and I was like, "Hey, so I think you saw the news." And he's like, "Every year." He just
Every
goes,
year.
"Every year." He's like, "At this point, we need every single person who is part of that 28-3 team to just leave the organization.
Yeah, seriously.
It's the only way to survive this." Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah. So we had Tim Sinclair on the show last week, and he was
Very
calling the
cool.
Bears game, and he shared a TikTok before the game had started, showing that Soldier Field had flooded,
Yeah.
and it did flood.
It was a mud mess.
And I think that may have evened the playing field a bit because the team picked to finish dead last in the NFL this year, the Chicago Bears, took down the San Francisco 49ers.
And who ranked them 32? Who said they would lose this past weekend?
The NFL did.
The
And
NFL
me and
did.
Calvin also thought the Bears would lose. Guess who didn't think the Bears would lose? Yeah, you. Congrats. Didn't help that Justin Fields still looked bad. Trey Lance looked worse, which is concerning, and Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to be starting soon. If
It's both
that's,
their first game
it's not Lance's
in
first. Oh, true.
really crappy weather.
Oh, okay.
I'm cutting them some slack on all that. We'll see what happens when there's a dry field, because
Yeah.
I don't even think Patrick Mahomes in his rookie year could have done better.
Well,
Much
yeah.
better. I mean, Mahomes now, he loves playing in the snow because he's weird and
We'll
a
get to
frog,
Mahomes.
and I love him, but
He is him, but we'll get to
he's definitely him.
Let's see. So, there's been a lot of wild week 1 games this week, but I think the wildest of all of them had to be Steelers Bengals.
Yeah.
First up, I think Cincinnati's O-line got worse.
It was a touchdown, by the way. We all think it was a touchdown, right?
Which one?
The one where they didn't call it a touchdown, where his foot was literally on the line.
Remember, I didn't watch these games. I'm not entirely sure what we're talking about here.
I couldn't get the video in time. Again,
Okay.
insane morning. But
I will trust you on that.
his foot was literally on the line of the end zone, and they didn't call it a touchdown, and they did not challenge it.
The Bengals have nobody to blame but themselves for this loss.
Absolutely.
Their offensive line looks to get even worse. Joe Burrow threw 4 picks. The
And the
Steelers'
first quarter.
offense was non-existent, and yet somehow they still won.
Right?
The Bengals, they punted the ball away with 15 seconds left on the play clock in overtime, which gave the Steelers so much time. You know? Oh, and they missed what could have been a game-winning extra point as time expired. It was a wild game, but it shows me that the Bengals are a massive bunch of flukes. Like, I'm sorry, this team, how did this team make the Super Bowl last year?
No, week 1 is always the biggest liar. I'm not counting. This is all week one crap. I'm not gonna look at it and say the Bills are gonna go to the Super Bowl, no doubt, because they killed the Rams. Like, week 1, these are the results, and this is how they played. We'll see how they do in week 2, where they've played actual games that really matter, and they care now, and
That's fair.
Real film study and all that. So I'm not. Was an evaluation game, evaluation week.
So under that logic, the Eagles game was an evaluation game.
Yes, this is an evaluation season for Hurts as well.
Okay.
So
how did you feel as an Eagles fan watching that game? And it was no doubt a game that solidified the Lions as the team everyone circles as we're probably going to win. but there's also a massive chance we're going to lose, and it's going to be extremely close, and we're going to have heart attacks game.
Yeah, so AJ Brown had a fantastic game.
He was beautiful.
10 catches, 155 yards. Hurts had a 54 yard dot to him. It was beautiful. So there's a lot of positives. Take all the positives you want with every single game. Take all the positives. But with all the negatives, don't read too into the negatives. You can acknowledge the negatives and say this is like Jonathan Gannon, awful defensive coordinator. He's been awful since last year. So nothing new with him.
I'll say this. You guys had probably the game of the week for week 1. The Lions, they will win eventually. They are going to win. I think they're actually favorites for the first time this week in 24 games.
Yep, 24 straight games being underdogs, and now they're the favorites to win.
And we'll get into who we're going to take for that game in a bit. Baker did not get his revenge.
No.
Robbed by the Browns. By the way, I love the Browns' new midfield logo.
I love it, dude.
Yeah, Brownie the Elf. They're really bringing back Brownie the Elf. I love it.
Yeah.
The Patriots. The Patriots are horrible. They looked so bad.
They did look like shit, and we all predicted this.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Brady really was the key. I mean, Belichick builds great defenses, but Brady was the key.
So it's weird because we all predicted the Dolphins would win.
Let me double check, make sure we did. Yes, we
I'm
did.
pretty sure it was a clean sweep.
Yeah, we all predicted that Miami would win.
So the rumors of the offseason Patriots offense were true this week. But week 1, Miami always beats New England in Miami.
True.
So this was an expected win for Miami, especially with Tyreek Hill. Tua in year 3? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's in year 3 now.
Yeah, so we'll see how the Patriots develop. I'm obviously not too high on them. I like Mac Jones, though. We'll see how that goes.
You know his full name is McCorkle Jones, right?
Huh?
Yeah, Max Jones' real name is McCorkle Jones.
No. No
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Nah, no chance.
Yeah, his full name is Michael McCorkle Jones.
What the hell?
McCorkle Jones.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of McCorkle Jones, he may have tweaked his back in that game. So
he looks like a McCorkle. Look at his face.
I know he does. He is a McCorkle.
I love him. He's so.
He did hurt his back. And
looking at who 1998. We are older than him.
Yeah. Which gives us the right to talk shit about him. We are his elders. How does it feel to be old, Kylie?
Dude, every time I pass by our high school and see the football players on the field, I'm just like, I am older than all of them.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it does.
Like, what? I'm older. I am older than Jason freaking Tatum.
See, no, though. No.
I'm older than Zion.
No, stop. You're making me feel old.
I'm older than Tyrese Maxey.
Okay, Kylie. Well, Kylie is coming to grips with the fact that we are in fact old people now. Lamar Jackson turns down a massive contract offer that the Ravens gave him, and then proceeded to toss 3 touchdowns against the Jets, who are the Jets are bad.
Yeah.
Now, my boss at my boss at the job I work at, who is a Ravens fan, said, "Notice how Lamar didn't run the ball at all. He turned down that offer. He knows he can't get hurt. He knows now that he's basically going to be asking for a trade at season's end. So he's like, I'm not running the ball. I'm avoiding getting hurt." But he looked good through the air.
He really did. He had some fantastic passes. And I think this is going to be a very good year for Lamar.
Hey, 40 said he's going to win MVP. Okay.
I have said everybody talks about Hurts and Lamar about always running, and I had said that about Hurts because he did always run, and I've always been high on Lamar. Lamar is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. It probably is my favorite quarterback in the league right now. So seeing him just prove everybody wrong and having just beautiful passes that were just perfectly lined and everything, it was great. And same with Hurts. Hurts
Yeah.
had some great throws too, but Lamar had some fantastic throws.
You know who
So
also looks really good? That boy Carson Wentz, over 300 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Got revenge on the Jags. I think Carson Wentz is going to be a good fit in Washington.
he got revenge on the Jags and Dougie P.
Yeah.
He threw 2 interceptions.
That was a good game. Jacksonville looked much better than last year. Jacksonville made it a game, but Carson Wentz, I'm not going to
Four
say that the magic is back
touchdowns.
yet. I'm not going to say the magic is back yet, but he's definitely showing something.
It's week 1 against the Jaguars, but
Yeah.
yes, we'll see. That's my guy. I just need him to just prove everybody wrong, make them shut up. I'm over the Wentz Hurts narrative now. I don't give a shit, but Wentz is not a bad quarterback. Indianapolis did not do great against the Texans. They suck week 1 anyway all the time.
Oh yeah, no, this game was terrible. You tie, you settle for a tie, and then the Colts went out and cut their kicker.
I hate Blankenship. He's always been a mid kicker, and the game was on. I will never. You saw the tweet. I will never forgive him for missing that freaking kick against Baltimore last year.
Ooh.
Would have won the game, but it didn't because he missed, and now went to overtime, and Lamar just threw to Marquise Brown.
And knowing what we now know about the Colts from last year, they could have used that win.
Yep, could have used Wentz too, but.
So a couple more things from the NFL. Giants are above 500 for the first time since 2016. Yeah, shout out to the Giants for pulling off the upset of the week. I did not expect them to win, and they hit it. Like, wow, the Giants won.
So I don't know if you saw this, but the AFC South didn't win last week. And 2 of the teams played against each other.
That just goes to show you how that division is and always will be just
Weird.
that division.
Weird.
We talk about great
Extremely weird.
divisions of football, and then we mentioned all the divisions in the AFC are pretty stacked. Then there's the AFC South.
I mean, I like the Colts a lot. I like Matt Ryan. Kenny Moore is one of my favorite corners in the league. I love Quiddy Pay. I love so many of their players. Frank Reich is my guy. But no,
Yeah.
it's we'll see. Week 1 they always crap the bed, so we'll see what happens week 2.
Well, in week 2 they have to go into Jacksonville where they haven't won in like 6 years.
Oh
So,
Jesus Christ.
Patrick Mahomes. He is him. He that boy. He that man. His him. His him.
He's
Tyreek who? We don't need Tyreek.
Yeah, that's a very good sign. I don't remember if I picked the Chiefs or not.
You did. We all picked the Chiefs, and we
Okay.
were right because they put up the most points this week.
Yeah. Jesus. So
Murdered the Cardinals. Made Kyler Murray look like he wasn't worth a penny.
yeah, I mean he's not, but
Okay.
so I think this really opened the door for Mahomes.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it a lot more since we went on the podcast and since I've been on other podcasts, but with Tyreek Hill being gone, that takes the focus of the corners. I guess it just, instead of having Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and the other 2 wide receivers, like Miko Hardman is a dog.
Yeah.
But having the sole focus with Tyreek Hill seemed to be only throw to Tyreek Hill, kind of. Like obviously he would throw to Miko or Travis or somebody else, but the number 1 guy was obviously Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So now with Travis Kelce being Travis Kelce and having other guys step up. It's Mahomes is just gonna have a field day, honestly.
I'm very excited for the season. I'm very
Hmm.
excited for Thursday night. The Chiefs playing the Chargers in another marquee matchup. Chargers, by the way, looked awesome. Herbert outdueled Derek Carr, got that dub. So that's setting up a really spicy Thursday night season, for first Thursday night game of the year.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Couple more things from this past week. The Packers are shit. Aaron Rodgers does not have receivers, and it is a glorious thing.
You're not gonna see me feeling bad for him.
Yeah, me neither.
He caused that
Sorry.
whole drama, and then he decided to stay with the Packers. Okay, that's fine. I respect that, of course. After causing a whole bunch of drama. And then you take a crap load of money that the Packers could have used to sign wide receivers. Now they didn't trade for wide receivers, which they could have. They could have traded for AJ Brown. They could have traded for, there were a lot of wide receivers on the trade market this year that they also didn't do. Now that I've been thinking about it, but he took a lot of money from those wide receivers that could have been paid too. The
Yeah.
Packers would have had to pay those wide receivers that were on the trade market. He took a lot of the money. I don't feel bad at all.
Not well, I just want the Packers to go away, but that's me. Speaking of my teams and things I want, the Bucks. The defense played great. It's good. We've always been built on strong defenses, and Todd
Yeah.
Bowles appears to have really done well with crafting this unit.
Wasn't Todd? Isn't what's his, Bruce Arians? Wasn't he a Brady or not a Brady? A Belichick tree?
May have been. I'll have to find out eventually. Um, Bowles' defense looked great. The offense looked great between the 20-yard lines. Once they got in the red zone, they shut down. We should have smashed the Cowboys. That's how good we played. And yet I feel so dissatisfied with our performance. Brady clearly has got something else on his mind. Brady is showing his age. Leonard Fournette looked awesome, but I don't know if it's sustainable. And our receivers, I mean, Julio Jones was great, but we just couldn't score any touchdowns. We just had to keep relying on Ryan Suckup. And he missed a field goal because Bucks.
Not
So,
because kickers.
yeah, Bucks kickers in particular. Um, by the way, I'm so sorry, Cowboys fans. Wait, no, I'm not. Let's take
No,
this
no,
moment
no,
to
no,
laugh.
no.
We're gonna take this moment. We're gonna take this moment to laugh at the Cowboys.
Not at Dak's injury.
But it's the Cowboys.
You don't laugh at injuries, my guy.
But it's a thumb injury. That's not that serious. Okay.
I know it's
Okay.
not that
Oh,
serious.
boo. Fine. Okay. I hope Dak gets better. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. Your season has ended prematurely. You're eliminated from the playoffs. Yada, yada,
Well,
yada.
before week one.
Uh, can I be just a little happy that the Cowboys are going to suffer once more?
You can be happy the Cowboys are suffering.
Yes, I'm very happy.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Cowboys. It's a beautiful thing to see. The Dallas Cowboys eliminated from the playoffs after 1 week.
McCorkle, what the?
You're still on about McCorkle.
Yes.
Well, our last thing from week 1. I've watched a lot of Seattle Seahawks games over the past decade. Kind of had to because they've been one of the better teams in the league.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen the Seahawks crowd that loud than they were when Russell Wilson came back.
They were
that Monday night
incredible.
game was really good.
It was. It was fantastic.
And shout out to the Seahawks for proving all of us wrong by pulling off the upset. Seahawks fans, man, they are not happy with Russell being gone.
No, they aren't.
And I get it. I mean, we got a friend who works with us who he was telling me he's like he gave them a Super Bowl ring and he gave them like 10 incredible years or 9 incredible seasons. Why are they booing him? It's like, well, I think he asked to be traded, and I don't think Seahawks fans appreciate that.
Yeah. So the fan base I am a part of is known for their reactions to players in every aspect of the game. And I feel like It would be like I don't know because
It's
when
going
I
to be
go,
like it's a preview of what we're going to see with Wentz returning to Philadelphia.
it better not be.
It
Y'all
probably
better
is.
put respect on Wentz's freaking name. You know
Not, dude.
why?
You got to understand when quarterbacks leave a team, the only one quarterback has ever returned to his old stomping grounds and been treated with respect. That was Brady last year with the Bucks. Remember Brett Favre, who, by the way, turns out Brett Favre is more of a scumbag than we thought. Let's
Yeah, he
see,
got
stealing
killed.
money that was supposed to go to help the people of Mississippi to build a volleyball stadium. Fuck you. Yeah, no, Brett Favre's a scumbag. When Brett Favre left the Packers and went to the Vikings and returned for the first time in 2009, Lambeau Field threw things at him.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
Jason Peters signed with the Cowboys, that's kind of how it felt. We're all pissed off. Like we've been asking this dude to retire for years now.
Just retires an Eagle.
He's gonna retire an Eagle, but we've asked him to. He's needed to retire for a while. He hasn't been the same JP as of late. Yes. I love Jason Peters. He is one of my all-time favorites. The bodyguard. But you go to the Cowboys.
Yeah. It's like
so it's like that.
I get it. I get it. Gerald McCoy, Gerald McCoy went to the Panthers. Quan Alexander went to the Saints. Great Bucks players that went to our opponents. Speaking of which, it's Saints week. Did you know the New Orleans Saints didn't win a playoff game for their first 20 years of existence? Didn't even make the playoffs. Did you know they were the first team to lose 15 games in a single season? Did you know that they didn't win a playoff game until their second century of existence? Did you know they cheated to win the Super Bowl? Not Bounty Gate. They cheated because they snuck an extra man on the field for the onside kick to start the second half. Did you know that they wasted Drew Brees' career outside of one Super Bowl? Rightfully so. Did you know that Drew Brees had strong feelings about the anthem protests? The Saints have so many things. I could go on about the Saints. It's Saints week. Happy Saints week. Bring it on, you bastards.
Jesus, how do you really feel?
Oh man,
so ready. Let's go into our week 2 preview.
All right. Well, here are after week 1. Here are the standings. Kylie, you are leading the way. You finished with a 9-7 record in week 1.
Woo!
Alvin and I are tied at 8-8. Got a nice slate of games, some pretty good games coming up. So we're going to start with Thursday night with the big game of the week, Chiefs and Chargers. Big offensive shootout. Calvin picked KC. I'm agreeing with him. I just think that Mahomes is him. He's that boy. Him. Oh no, Kylie.
I'm gonna go Chargers.
Kylie. Happen. I hope it doesn't. Let's see. Next up, we've got the oh brother, this game. Jets and Browns.
Browns.
Yeah, everybody is going to pick Cleveland here, including Calvin. Next up, Washington versus Detroit. Lions are favored for the first time in 24 games, and I agree. I think Detroit is going to break through and get that first win of the season here, especially after how well they played against Philly. Calvin's going with Washington because there's boys. Who you got?
Washington.
Okay. Again, I'm the only one picking Detroit this week. I was last week too. Bucks and Saints. You don't need to ask me who my pick is. Calvin's picking that other team.
I need the Bucks to win.
And they will win. We will finally beat the Saints for the first time in the regular season since 2018. It's been that long. I hate the Saints. I hate them so much. Panthers and Giants. I'm gonna. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you for reminding me.
No, that was me that did that. It's an old comment, but.
So Panthers and Giants. I'm gonna go on a lid here and say that the Giants go 2-0. They looked. I think that they can pull off the upset. Calvin's picking the Panthers.
I'm going Baker.
All right. Next up, we've got Patriots and Steelers.
Jesus.
A good rivalry game in the AFC. I'll go with Pittsburgh because New England did not inspire confidence, and McCorkle hurt his back. Calvin's going with Pittsburgh too. Who you got, Kylie?
Pittsburgh. I forgot about the back.
Yeah. Colts and Jags. The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2016. Calvin's going with Jacksonville. I'm going to say this is the year that Indianapolis breaks the curse and they get the win. What do you think, Kylie?
I'm going Jacksonville.
All right.
Matt Ryan is not a huge step up from Carson Wentz. They went 0-4 last year, didn't win in Jacksonville last year, or the past, what, 12?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Jackson.
Miami and Baltimore. Battle between two emerging teams.
Baltimore.
Yeah, everyone's going to go with Baltimore here. Miami, I'm not on board with Miami just yet. But if Miami pulls off the win here, I will 100% be on board with them because Baltimore looks really good.
Yeah.
Falcons versus Rams. Will the Falcons blow another lead, or are the Rams going to break through?
Give me Rams.
It's going to be a clean sweep for the Rams for all of us. Seahawks and 49ers, one of the better rivalries in the NFC. Calvin's going with the Niners. I think
I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going to go Seattle too. I think Seattle showed me last week that even with Geno Smith at the helm, they are not going to tank like we thought. They are going to fight. And that's going to spell trouble for the other teams they're going to play.
Yeah.
Bengals and Cowboys. This game looks really interesting before last Sunday night. Cincinnati.
I'm actually going to go Cowboys.
Really?
I think they'll get somebody this week. If they don't, I'm going Bengals. If they do, I'm going Cowboys.
I'm going to put you down for Cowboys.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
It really, if you're listening, keep this on record. We'll put Dallas on, but if Dallas gets a quarterback this week, I'm going Dallas. If they don't, I'm going Cincinnati.
All right. Texans and Broncos, a game that isn't really all that interesting. Give me Russell's first win as a Bronco. Calvin agrees.
Yep. Where is it, though? Mile High or?
Mile High.
Yeah, easily.
So they can actually make 64-yard field goals. Speaking of which, Goober of the Week brought to you by Rob Manfred. The Broncos, Nathaniel Hackett. What the fuck are you doing?
What the? Yeah.
What was that finish?
What?
You don't trust Russell to get 5 measly yards. Instead, you decide to run the clock down and go for a 64-yard field goal. You're not in Denver. Yeah. There were so many candidates for Goober of the Week for this past season, especially in the NFL. We could have mentioned the commies printing mugs with the state of Washington instead of Washington, D.C. But no, Nathaniel Hackett.
How did that happen?
I mean, it's Washington. They cut so many corners that their department, their brand ambassador is a TikTok star we went to high school with. Yeah. Which, if you're like Isaac, why you say like it's a bad thing? I don't trust TikTok stars. I don't trust them. Yeah, that's just me. Back to the picks. We got 4 more games to go. Cardinals, Raiders. This one could go either way. Calvin's taking the Raiders. I'll take the Raiders too. No.
You said Cardinals, Raiders?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Give me Raiders all day.
That's going to be a good game. Those two teams both. You know what? No, I go with the Raiders too. Cardinals did not inspire confidence in me, but the Raiders played tough against the Chargers, so I'll take the Raiders. Sunday Night Football, Bears, Packers. Calvin has Chicago pulling the upset.
Yep.
You've got Chicago too. I'm sorry, guys, but I think Aaron Rodgers pulled it together. But it's going to be really close. I don't think I'm taking the under for this game because
yeah.
No, I don't think this game's going to be that high scoring.
No.
2 Monday Night Football games. Up first, we got Titans-Bills. Clash between 2 AFC powerhouses. I'm going with Buffalo. Calvin's go with Buffalo. You going with Buffalo, Kylie? And finally, to finish off the week, we got a really good one for the second Monday night game. Vikings-Eagles, 2 of the emerging powers in the NFC going at it. Calvin's taking Minnesota. I'm going to take Philadelphia. What you got, Kylie?
It's tricky, and I've been trying to think of this for like the past 2 weeks. I think I'm going to go with Philly on this one.
All right.
But it would not surprise me in the slightest if Minnesota did well because our defensive coordinator is ass and our defense didn't play up to our standard this past weekend. So we'll see. I'm thinking Philly, but we'll see.
That's going to be a really fun game to watch.
I'm trying to go to it, but the tickets are like almost $200.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish things off with our 2 facts and a lie.
Yeah.
So Kylie, hit me. What we got?
All right. So with our 2 facts and a lie, I've had this for the past 2 weeks. So 2 facts and a lie. The first one. The first rugby club was created in 1843. Wait, did I already do this one?
Yeah, you did.
I did. Never mind.
No. Welp.
I'm telling this morning has been hectic, dude. I'm telling you.
It's all good, Kylie. Don't worry. We're gonna wrap things up in that case.
Yes. All right. My bad. Thank you guys so much for watching. Walking. Oh my god. We will see you guys next week. As always, Wednesday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, literally everything. Check out Lone Oak. Their stuff is really good. This is a seltzer. I make fun of people sometimes that drink seltzers. This is a very good seltzer. That is a very good jerky. You can't go wrong.
I have a
See you
very
guys
good
next week.
beard.
He has a very good beard. And we will see you guys next week.
See you guys. And remember, the Saints didn't make the playoffs for their first 20 years of existence.
And go Birds.
They had the worst start to a franchise before the Bucs showed up.